Hi, Tracy, Skippy, Misako, Helen, Sue, Tim, Carolyn, Ellen, Christine, Lisa, Tracy, Alexa, Katie, Cheryl, Christine, Amy, Ava, Maha, Anne, Sarah and Rebecca, John, Dawn. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming. Nice to see you. We're in a very beautiful location. Let me straighten that up. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Corinne. Hi, Barbara. Thanks, everyone that's staying up late. Hello, everybody, in your evenings. We've got almost 2 minutes, a minute and a half until we start. Hi, Dragonfluff Heather. Hello in Connecticut, Southern Connecticut. Katie, I guess the southern part might be important. Should probably say that, just in case it is. Hi, Debbie, John, Hadrian, Robert, France. Nice to see you. We just have 1 minute until we get started. Hello. I've got loads of notes here. I can't believe it, really. I can't believe it. I made like 20 pages of my own notes, small ones. And then we've got many more. I was just presented with lots of notes. Hello, Clarone. Hello, Sue and Mark. Olive, Shira, Hadrian, Lynn. Welcome. Hi, Jaguar. Nice to see you. I sent you a letter yesterday. Hi, Jodie. Nice to see you guys. Well, that's it. That's start time. So welcome. I'm still waiting for, I think about 100 more people are likely to come if I'm lucky. Or if they're lucky, I should say, because this is going to be one blockbuster of a tour. I mean it. I do hope that you can stay with me for the 2 hours. I understand if you can't, but you won't be disappointed. I'm going to start off strong, so you'll see exactly what I mean. Isn't this garden just exceptional? Really, really wonderful. Hello, Silke. Nice to see you. All the Carols and Clarone. Hello. Nice to see you guys. I'm going to put my mask back on in a second, but I thought you might like to see my face. So here's my face. I know you guys always say, why do you wear a mask? Because I make them and they're cute. But yeah, nice to see you. Thank you all very, very much for being here. Hi, Michelle. Hi, KM. I think lots of people are still just finishing up Yusuke's tour, but I'm pleased to say that after Yusuke's tour, the floor is mine for 2 hours and 45 minutes. So I'm going to take 2 of those hours and we'll see if someone pops in with a little tour. Hi, Lynn. Nice to see you. So welcome. My name is MissKendalJames. I expect I'll have to say that again partway through when the rest of the people come. Hopefully they're coming. But it's nice to see 50 of you already. That's wonderful. Hello and welcome to Notogawa in, sorry, not Notogawa. Yeah, Notogawa. What am I on about? I'm in Shiga near Lake Biwa. We're in the kind of Omi-Hachiman region. It's called Higashi-Omi, so that's East Omi-Hachiman. I know you've come to see the wonderful merchant houses and the canal that leads to Lake Biwa with me before on some of my other tours. Hello, Robert. Oh, yeah, this is my face. Please pronounce the name of the town. I will do it many times. This is called Gokasho. Gokasho. Okay, so that's Gokasho, but it's part of Notogawa. So Gokasho is a little town in Notogawa. Hi, Memphis, Stephen. Nice to see you. I will be pronouncing lots of things. I guess 1 or 2 lovely voyagers might type the pronunciation. I'm not sure. But another really exciting thing is, I'm going to get all my words mixed up. Basically, Shiga is twinned with Michigan in America. So many of the towns have little town sister cities in America. In America. And this one in particular, we're not going to a pizza restaurant, sorry. This one in particular is twinned with Marquette, which is where Dragonfluff Heather lives, which is fantastic. And actually, I'm really pleased to announce that this is where I did my second and third ever tours on Heygo. So exactly a year and a week ago, I did my first tour, and then a year ago I did my tour here, but I had a not very good gimbal. So I'll stop chatting now. Throughout the tour, if you would like to go on the linktr.ee/MissKendalJames and have a look at the kind of things that I make and do, you'll find YouTube and Etsy and all kinds of other stuff. I'm an artist that's been living here in Japan for 3 years and 4 months. Just scored myself a new visa. I'll be visiting the UK this year, I'm delighted to be able to say, because I haven't seen my family in a long, long time. So thank you very much to those of you that have been there since the beginning. And I'm so excited to bring you guys here if you're new. That tour was only there were 2 45 minutes. This is a 2-hour tour. We're going to all 4 of the merchant houses, so it's going to be really special. My battery is all charged up, ready to go, and we should have some coolness inside the homes, so it won't be too hot for my phone or anything, which is good. It's really warm in the sunlight and then quite cold outside of that. So first of all, we're walking through this lovely merchant house. I am going to put my mask on later, and I am going to be inside the house and next to other people, so I might have more of a hushed tone. But just while I've got it here, I can't believe it. They've presented me with a whole bunch of notes, which is incredible. So I'm going to read from that. But also I've got about 20 mini pages of my own notes, so it's going to be really information packed. I hope you have a really lovely time with me, as well as incredibly visual. So first of all, we're at the house number 1. In Gokasho, there are 4 mansions belonging to Omi merchants. 3 mansions are located in close proximity within the Kondo Machinami preservation area, and the 4th is about 2 kilometers away, so we're still walking to that one later. These houses now belong to the city of Higashi Omi in Shiga Prefecture. Hi, Ginny, nice to see you. The Uhei Tonomura house is where we are now, open to the public. This house was established after Uhei Tonomura had separated from a business partnership with Yozaemon Tonomura and began his own independent business. His commercial enterprise primarily involved selling goods, and after a great deal of work, he opened branch stores in Tokyo, Yokohama, and Fukui. I'm very excited to tell you I'll be going to Yokohama in 2.5 weeks or so. I can't wait to show you tours there, walking along by the sea, and also taking you to the largest Chinatown in Japan. In the Meiji era, which is 1868 until 1912, Tonomura's name was placed on the list of ranking national millionaires, and as a wealthy merchant, he represented the province of Omi, which is now Shiga Prefecture. And I've told you before in the past that extended all the way down into Kyoto. So we're in Kansai right now, which is part of Kyoto too. Hi, Dawn. Nice to see you. I'm just going to carry on reading this while you can admire the garden, okay? As his family-run business prospered, the mansion went through several expansions. About 10 buildings were constructed. The main building, a drawing room, a large warehouse, a rice warehouse, a general warehouse, a barn, a carpenter's hut, etc. In addition, the garden was considered to be the best in Kanzaki-gun at the time of its layout. Half of the house and garden were damaged and their appearance deteriorated over time. It has now been made into the Tenbin no Sato Traditional House Museum. You can see strong pillars and beams inside the warehouses and observe the simple, sturdy life of Omi merchants. It is hoped that you can gain a good understanding of the way in which Omi merchants lived in Gokasho. So welcome everybody. Thank you very much for having the first introduction of this house, and I'm looking forward to taking you to many more houses. Here's my lovely necklace. Please admire. My friend made it. Okay, so I'm just going to gather my thingies. Let me show you my ticket. So I paid 1,150 yen. So it's about 10 American dollars, about 8 British pounds, or about 11, just over 11 Canadian dollars. That's where my That's where my conversion is at the moment. And basically, we're going to go around to each of the houses, and then we take a little tab off of here after. I think you guys like seeing tickets, so we're going to look around the whole town as well. I'm going to do the legwork for you, so you're free. And also, there's a bit of a stamp rally as well, so we can collect stamps as we go in my sketchbook. And just while I've got you here, thank you so much, Barbara. I like it when people drop their tips when I mention the ticket price, because it's as if they paid for the ticket for me, so thank you so much. And here's the map of where we're going. So we've got house 1 and 2 near the top. 1, 2, 3, and 4 are open today. 3 is 2 kilometers away, but it takes about 20 minutes walking. It's no problem for me. And we're going to find tiny little Hina dolls along the way. So one of the reasons that this day is really special is because today in Japan is Friday the 3rd of March, and that is Hina Matsuri. Matsuri means festival, and Hina means princess, and in general that means Girls' Day. So yeah, happy to show you around. And by the way, if you are one of my sponsors, when you see leaflets and things around, just know that I have gathered lots of leaflets. So if you are one of my sponsors and you would like one of the official leaflets from today sent with your special seasonal sponsored cards, sponsors only cards, I'm really happy to send some of those to you. Thank you so much, Katie. Yeah, the picture should be showing, so sorry, Lynn, if you can't see that. I've got great signal. The signal will drop in and out, but I'm always honest about whether or not it's good, and I do move out of the location if it's dodgy. But yes, we've got great signal here so far. Who's with me for the 2 hours as long as they think I present well? I'm hoping some of you are, because you're in for an epic adventure. I think you'll get a lot of Ghibli vibes as we walk around the lovely Japanese garden. Amy's all in, wonderful. And as long as the app behaves and as long as the signal is mostly consistent throughout, then this will also go on YouTube. So if you do miss it, don't worry too much. But this will go on UNCUT on YouTube. Hi, Laurie. I'm so glad you're here. I'm afraid you've missed my lovely introduction about myself and about the garden, but you are just in time to see the beginning of the dolls and things. So, Laurie, we're in one of 4 merchant houses right now. I'll repeat myself where I think it's necessary, but I'll maintain my breath for new information for those that have been here since the beginning as well. Well, I'll preserve my breath. Sorry, I teach English all day, so I end up losing my own English and other things. There's moss everywhere underneath me, so I'm going really careful underfoot. Exactly. So Lisa's a good friend of mine. I already send her pamphlets. I met her through Heygo, but we're good friends now. So I've got them for Lisa. But for yourself, Sarah, you'll get them as well. You're my sponsor, and I think you like it too. And Dragon Snack Heather also would like that. John, thank you so much. Yay! Thank you, John. I can see your pink bar. Thank you so much for becoming a sponsor. 本当にありがとうございます. Thank you so much. I appreciate that very much. Yay! Yes, you can be my sister. Thank you so much, John. I'm really honoured. Thank you. I'm very humbled and delighted every time I get a sponsor. Thank you so much. And also, if you do become my sponsor, 75% of your sponsorship goes towards me. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. I want to show you this lovely Irohamatsu tree. 3, 2, 1. Oh, sorry. I think that was a little bit wobbly. Wobbly. That was a little bit wobbly. Hi, Zach. Hi, Mary Lou. Now, I've already arranged with everybody that's okay for me to film inside, but if I go slightly quiet sometimes, it's because I'm being respectful of other people viewing. It is Hina Matsuri Day today. It's the special day, so we might see extra special things, but the whole day is even more poignant because of that, and I can't wait to teach you more about that. Let's have a look inside. Say goodbye to the lovely garden. And I'll remind you of the name of the house again when we're inside, because of course I've got to manage my bag and other things. I just have to show you the entranceway. So as we walk around the town later, you're going to see loads of these lovely little dolls that everybody has made. I guess adults and children have made these, and it's a bit of a treasure hunt. So please snap your postcards. I want to see them on the Heygo Voyagers Facebook page. You can send them to me. They're not only just as cute, they're even more cute. There's new ones. So it's very, very lovely. Very lovely. Yes, it looks just like painted rocks. Just like painted rocks. We're going to see all kinds of lovely dolls inside. I'm sure you've got questions, but I would also encourage you to trust that I'm going to give you all of the information I can. So at the end, maybe you can go for some questions if you like. So we're going to spot as many of those as we can. It's a little toilet outside. I've just went to the toilet first. Already done that. Okay, this is the Genkan area of a Japanese house. These houses, I think, are about 140 years old, but I'm sure I'll find a bit more information inside. And for those of you that are my sponsors, I've got a limited amount, but this is what I can send to you if you like, wherever you are. I can send you a copy of this, which has got the map inside, and a couple of other things too. But generally, I'm going to send this one. It's got your map on the back. It's got a beautiful picture on the front. I'm afraid I'll probably have to fold it once, but it's still beautiful. And then inside it's got information. And if you translate that using Google Translate, it tells you everything you need to know about the houses as well. So if you're interested, make sure you find me on my Heygo channel and let me know on the sponsors section. Okay? But you are all important and all so wonderful. And I'm so glad that you're all here. So, of course, lovely. You're the first one that gets it because this is your sister city, your sister town. Look at these cute little babies. Isn't that adorable? So cute. Buns for sure. We've got loads of bunnies inside because it's the year of the bunny. So at this point in Japan, we have to take our shoes off. I've been a very smart guide today, and I've worn my slip-on shoes so that I can more easily get in and out of the houses without wasting your time. And did you know that as you come into a Japanese house, normally you say, "Ojamashimasu." It means excuse me. Excuse me for my intrusion. Now, just let me show you. I've got my sketchbook here. I already pre-stamped this, but I wanted to show you that in merchant houses in Japan, especially in Shiga, you can get these wonderful, wonderful stamps. How lovely is that? Koi fish and Gokasho. Isn't it wonderful? So you can find them at train stations too. This is a new sketchbook, so I don't have many examples for you, I'm afraid. Brand new sketchbook, but yeah, you just grab them as you like. And whenever I post pictures of those on Instagram, everyone says, "Oh my gosh, where did you get that from? I've been to Japan and I've never seen them." They're hidden right in front of your nose, so you can find them easily. Hi, Dawn. Nice to see you. Hi, Mary Lou. Mary Lou and Sarah are my lovely sponsors that have been waiting so patiently for their postcards. Some things are just taking a bit long. Now let's take a moment and appreciate this wonderful, wonderful scene. So here's what we're here to see today, but this is a pretty special and rare display. In a second, I think I'm going to put the camera down on the ground while I read you some information, and I'll try and pan around a little bit, but of course I should probably rest my hands every so often if I'm doing a 2-hour tour, so I'll go careful. But I'm an artist and I like to think I can get some good angles for you guys. But we can see all kinds of musicians, the emperor, the empress, ladies in waiting. We can see loads here. So please also imagine you can check on your map and you're collecting lots of coins today as we roam around the different houses if you care about that on Heygo. Oh, thank you so much, Jaguar. Jaguar says, "I can't stay much longer, but this is incredible. Please catch it on YouTube when you get the chance after. As soon as I get the time, I'll add it to YouTube. But of course, that takes a lot of time and energy and data too. So just bear with me." Thank you, Dragonfluff Heather. Hi, Dahlia. Hi, Janice. Nice to see you. Hi, Amy. Okay, so we're here to see the Hina Dolls. O is a prefix which is an honorific in Japanese, and sama is a suffix which is also also an honorific as well. Sama is the highest, one of the highest possible regards that you can give a person. Generally, people are called something san. So I would be Jamesu-san. So Jamesu-san. But here we have Ohina Sama dolls and the Gokasho Hina Festival on this very special day. Japan's stunning Hina Matsuri, or Dolls Festival, is a popular spring event with traditional ornamental Hina dolls displayed to celebrate Girls' Day on March 3rd each year. I think I'll keep reading you bits of the information as we go towards all of the different displays because there are so many. But aren't they gorgeous? We always have the Empress and Emperor here. And I'm told that in Tokyo, they're often displayed on in the other direction. So in the Kanto region, they're displayed Emperor and Empress rather than Empress and Emperor as we have here. Or some say there's Prince and Princess. And we have the musicians in the background there, but I'll walk you through those a little bit more clearly after because it'll be more obvious what's going on in the other displays. And we have ladies in waiting, which are serving sake here, and over here. Hi, Tina. Welcome. Hi, David. Appreciate the attention to detail. Yes, definitely. And I'm so excited to keep showing you as much as I can because there's just so much. It's amazing. So, hi, Diana. So to everyone just coming in, thank you very much. Welcome to the tour. I've already given a lot of information. It's a very information-heavy tour, lots of lovely history, and I'm going to try and keep it engaging and nice. But if you've got questions, feel free to type them, and people might be able to repeat my answer to you. But please just bear with me. I'll bank them all, and I'll answer them at the end if they haven't already been answered, or I'll answer them as we go throughout. Thank you for helping Lynn out just there. Look at the lovely gold screen in the background. Hi, Silky. Hi, Erica. Aren't the dolls' faces fascinating? Now, I don't want to creep anyone out too much, but inside these dolls, it's quite impressive. I don't know if some of you have been on the craft museum tour in Kyoto. Atsuko managed to get permission to go inside it. But inside there, you can see how these dolls are made. And they're very sweet and very lovely, but actually they're just hands and a head on a kind of soft body. Okay, Lynn says, please send signal. I think she's hoping for a kind of rain dance of signal, that would be wonderful. So yes, please do that. Right, let me show you a couple more. I'm doing a lot of crouching and lunging and stuff today, so I'm going to be strong as an ox after this tour. Oh, lovely. Welcome, lovely. Yep, they're ceramic heads. Yes, quite lovely. So welcome. We welcome you to enjoy seeing the beautiful Hina dolls displayed in several historic Omi merchant residences in the nationally preserved Kondo-cho area of Gokasho. Please enjoy this unique part of Japanese history and culture. Gokasho's impressive Hina doll festival is held annually around early February until mid-March. Displays of Hina dolls can be seen in the Omi Shonen merchant houses of Shigeru Tonomura, Jungoro Nakae, and Hokushiro Fuji, as well as Kondo-cho, Machinami Hozon Koryukan, the Town Preservation Association. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. People may also be able to dress up in traditional Hina costumes. Further, you can see hand-painted plaster Hina dolls in numerous locations in the streets around Kondo-cho and enjoy displays in the main canal by the old merchant houses. So KM, thank you very much. KM has asked what era these costumes represent, but that's part of my introduction today, so I will just do that as it comes to me naturally in the To. Okay, but the simple answer is the Meiji era. But I'll give you more information on that. Hina, Hina, which literally means princess. Thank you. Thanks everybody for helping each other. Hi, Beta. These ones have ceramic heads. The little tiny ones we see outside will be plaster. But I've no doubt all of your questions and more will be answered. When we go upstairs, I'm going to let you listen to even more information. Look at her lovely, subtle little smile. A little cheeky. If I get to be one of them, I'll be this one. This is from the Heian 25. So, 1 second. Let me do the maths on that. Heian era is 18. 1 second. Just bear with me while I grab. I will be giving you lots of information about the dates, but there's honestly, I've got 20 of my own pages and they've given me 3 or 4 A4 pages. So you might have to bear with me a little bit as I get the dates for you as we go throughout. 1 second. Okay. Heisei. These ones are not very old. These ones are, I think that is clearly saying it is only 29 years old. This is Heisei. This is from, my birth year is Heisei 1. These are 29 years old. So these are from 1994 is when these ones were made. So these are modern ones, but they still have Meiji era, which is over 1,000 years old costume, but much more simple ones. Hi, Jose. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Alison and Richard. There are some fantastic close-ups, but I'll come back down to this one in a second. We're going upstairs. We've already seen this one, so anyone who's come in late, sorry, but we'll go back to it. Don't worry. I'm going to brave the upstairs first. It's very steep, not quite as steep as your Hikone castle, but still not comfortable. And we've got tatami rooms here. Actually, old Japanese houses, and houses still these days, are measured in the size of a tatami mat. So they're 3 foot by 6 foot or so. Gotta say, wearing a mask does make it really difficult to speak at the same time. So we're going to see so many different kinds of Hina doll displays. This is how they're typically displayed in Japanese houses today. Sorry, let me zoom in so we ignore some of the backlight. Excuse me. This one is in a glass case, and you can see them, and you can even buy them in glass cases like this. But these ones are well over $1,000 if you're to buy something like this yourself these days. But you can, craftspeople are still making them. Excuse me while there we go. Get away from the backlight. Of course, the gimbal is in the reflection a little bit, but I'll do my best. And if you've got questions about the food that's on display, questions about the costumes, questions about what's in there, please bear with me. I've got all of the answers you need. Hi, Turquoise. Hi, Joyce. Nice to see you guys. As you can see here, we've got incredibly traditional Japanese lines in the house. It's fantastic. I really, really love architecture and interior design. I just love building and craftsmanship and everything. You can probably hear the tone of my voice is different as I'm just in awe, because these kind of things I'm just so passionate about. In Japanese houses, there are... Good question, CC. Hold on to that question. In Japanese houses, there are these alcoves, which are usually for ikebana displays. And notice how they're usually kept really simple. I'll put my hand in the picture a second. These alcoves. So normally you just have one scroll down the middle, and sometimes an ikebana, which is Japanese flower arrangement, in the middle as well. But here it's being used for the Hina Matsuri. So about a week before this very day, you can start preparing your Hina festival, the doll festival dolls, if you like. And then the idea is, I'll tell you a bit more later, but the idea is that you're not meant to leave them up past tomorrow, actually, but they will, because it's not so superstitious anymore. Cece is interestingly asked if they're modeled after real families. And yes, some of them are. But the deal is that basically they're modeled after the emperor and empress. I'll get you close-ups in a second as well. Okay, I'm trying to get everybody satisfied with postcards. 3, 2, 1. But I'm from the UK. You've probably heard that in my voice already. So in the UK, 3, 2, 1. If you gave us an alcove, we would get a shelf, and a big shelf that filled the whole space, and we would put as many things as we possibly could in this space. So I think it's quite funny how it's just totally opposite to the UK. Although these dolls might look quite ornate, they have so many different things in them. The space itself, as you can see, is pretty empty. I don't know if Lynn can hear me, but if someone can type to Lynn, she's going to need to move to a different point in her house, or if she's using a computer, she should try and do it on her phone. Your phone uses less bandwidth than your computer does. The scroll is really fantastic, and it's got a kind of modern vibe to it, doesn't it? Now, those are the Empress and Emperor, or Princess and Prince in the background, King and Queen, whichever you wish to say, and the ladies in waiting serving sake just below. Sake is fermented Japanese rice wine. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, every time I put the mask on, it's a bit much. Sorry. Coat and mask is just too much. 3, 2, 1. So I'm lowering it every now and again so that I can breathe effectively. Here we've got some really special ones. I love these. I'm going to get you a nice close-up. Yeah, Tina, I'm lowering it when there's nobody around. But every time I put it back on again, I just feel a bit too stifled. So I am lowering it all the time. Aren't they gorgeous? Now, there are other guides that will probably present Hina tours over the next week or so. Perhaps they did last year, but also Eriko and Atsuko and Joy and Yusuke might be a little bit busy. But I've been told reliably, even by them, that these are some of the most exquisite dolls that you'll get to see. And they're very surprised that I have the chance to be so close to them and see such an extensive collection. Now, please don't worry too much if you notice that it's already a quarter of the way through the tour. This house is one of the best houses for displays, so don't worry, I'll be taking you to the other houses still, and it should all fit within the 2 hours just fine. But of course, we had a big introduction outside in the garden too. So for anybody who missed the introduction, you'll have to catch it on YouTube when it goes there, uncut. The gorgeous ladies in waiting. So all of the clothes represent the Heian era dress, which is from around the 8th to 9th century, all the way up to the 12th century. Oh, Turquoise says the weather has been very bad in Los Angeles lately. And Dawn says she has her cats drawn on a scroll, which is quite wonderful. And you see there's these little pyramids of rice here. Sorry, there's pyramids of, I guess this is plastic, but it's meant to represent little diamonds of rice. And actually they're for fertility. So the important thing about Girls' Day in general is that it's to celebrate the health and happiness of girls, and especially in hope that they will have, very traditionally good marriages and healthy children and a healthy life to be able to grow up the husband and the children. Of course, very traditional values, but they're still upheld a little today in different kinds of ways. That little pink and white ball there is also representing mochi. Shitsureishimasu. Mochi, little pounded rice cakes. Now here is a perfect example of a very old set. I believe this is an Edo period set. Let me Let me see if I can check the details in a second. I'm going to scan up from the bottom, and I'm going to teach you even more. So I'm going to start reading in a second, okay? Yeah, the heads are ceramic, like porcelain. Thank you, Lynn. So bear with me. I'm going to read, okay? I'm trying to be a panning reading master. I'm going to take my bag off. I'm going to lower my mask a touch. There are people next to me. But we're lucky that it's nice and empty, this rare secret, on a weekday. Okay, so the Hina dolls are displayed on a multi-tiered stand called Hinadan, covered in red felt and placed in front of a gold folding screen. The stand and set order of Hina dolls represents Japan's emperor and empress at the top of the hierarchy, followed by the lower tiers of attendants, musicians, and courtesans in traditional court dress of the Heian period from 794 to 1185. This gorgeous display depicts a Heian wedding scene for a girl's future happy wedding without injury or illness. If anyone's suffering with no audio or no video, I have been blessed with Girls' Day perfect signal, so I'm afraid it's you, not me. So please, if you leave a review, make sure that goes in the tech part, but I think you might have to resign to the fact that that's a you problem today. I'm so sorry. But I really hope you can find a way to make it work. So I'll start from the top again for this one. I'll try and zoom in as I pan and explain. But at the top of the stand are the male Obina and the female Mebina, Hina dolls, or Emperor and Empress of Japan. In Gokasho Palace, facing the south, the east stands for a higher seat. So before the Taisho period of 1912 to 1926, the male Hina doll was positioned on the right side and the female doll on the left side. However, in modern times, following Western style, the positions have said to become opposite. It is taught that following the Showa Emperor's coronation ceremony, it became custom for the male doll to sit on the left and the female doll on the right. In the Kansai area, many families set the dolls based on the old traditional style. Next, here we have 3 court maidens, but I think I'll go to a different set to show you a different set to explain those. Linda's asked if there's a particular association making the dolls. That is a great question. There are lots of families that have it in their traditions, in their generations of their family, that they make these dolls. Can anyone see the real difference here in these dolls? These ones are much, much older, 300 to 400 years old, which is the oldest you can have because the first ones were only made in the early Edo period around 1634, I think, for the first ones. But I'll give you more information on about when the festival itself became an official thing later. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about some of the families that made them, especially as we go to the other merchant houses in this area. We're just at house number 1 so far. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Sarah. Nice to see you guys. Now, you guys might not know this about me, but I love tiny things. I love tiny things. So I have to show you these. I'm trying to work the gimbal so I can show you the tiny little decorations. Lovely. Lisa Watanabe took you to a doll maker. Yeah, sorry, I know there are lots more guides. It's really hard to remember all of them, especially if I'm at work when their tours are on. So I can't remember their names so well. But yes, Lisa as well. There are lots of other lovely guides and some that go in and out. We had Dave in Japan and 8-Bit Joe or Joe Bit More or something. She isn't active right now. Okay. These ones in the back you might consider a little bit more scary than the others. Thank you very much. Yeah, my audio is, well, according to my statistics here, it's perfect. So I'm considering that a Girls' Day blessing. I'm going to take that. But aren't they lovely? Lovely. So it's really important, as you've probably heard me mention a couple of times on other tours before, that these tiers are usually in, this is this represents 2 tiers here, but they must be in 3. It can be 1, but it must be in 3. What am I saying? Sorry, 3, 5, or 7, which is very important. And I'll talk to you a little bit more about the significance of 3, 5, and 7 later. You might have heard it with other guides, but I'll tell you it my way as well. It has to be an odd number, but yeah, there's a little reason for it too. I'm zooming in with my nose right now to show you this. This is how a futon, so a Japanese bed, gets laid out in the middle of the tatami room. So for girls, exchange dolls as gifts today. Not exactly. Please bear with me. Yeah, feel free to ask as many questions as you like, but if it's part of my storytelling for the day, I'll keep it in my storytelling if that's all right. Hi, Melissa. Nice to see you. We've got some lovely ones here as well. So I think it's a good point for me to talk a little bit about what Ginny's just mentioned now, actually. Oh, sorry. So it's just my phone, that one, wasn't it? Let me see what I can do to show you these guys. I know there's a bit of a reflection, but I'll do my very best to get you a nice shot at the same time. So basically, if you have a little baby girl, then the grandparents, it is their duty to purchase the Girls' Day dolls, which will stay in your family. They could be passed down, but generally the idea is that a new set is bought, and the bigger the one that you buy, the more prosperous your little girl will be. So you can imagine giving a hand-me-down one that you didn't have to pay any more money for isn't necessarily boding well for your girl's future. Luckily, people have got to spend their money on other things these days, not least the fact that a school rucksack for when a child is 6 years old is very expensive in Japan. Almost 100,000 yen. Yeah, almost $1,000. It's ridiculous. So I'm a little bit concerned about potentially having a child in Japan in the future myself. Look at this little lovely thing. So actually, today is a day of eating lots of wonderful sweets and snacks. I've got some in my bag that I can show you later. There's a lot of very expensive things. And although Girls' Day is on the 5th, and actually the 8th of March is also International Women's Day, there is also a Boys' Day. It is actually called Children's Day in general, but things are displayed for boys. And I've got a little picture that I'm going to put in the chat in a moment. So if anyone is watching on Heygo, you can see extra pictures with me. So if you're not watching on Heygo, then please do join me in the future live on Heygo, and you can chat to everybody too. And if you're just watching on YouTube, because that's all you can do, then hello. Nice to see you, Spirit and Dave and Karen and Jaguar. Hi. I know you guys like to watch on YouTube when I post it later. Both sets of grandparents are always the same side of the family. That's a really good question, Liam. I guess there could be a little argument. I think they both put in money together. Yes, John, that's more than a purse. That's more than everything that's been in my purse all year. YouTube Live has been down for a week now. Yep, that's true, Virginia. However, thanks to my sponsors, I have been making sure I can find the time to upload extra videos so you can catch my tours only uncut on my YouTube channel at MissKendalJames. So yes, that's nothing to do with Heygo. Well, it is. I'm glad I can download them. I hear people coming, so I'm just going to put my mask on again. If you've ever seen the Japanese rucksack, it's very iconic and very big and very heavy. Anyway, let me show you those things I was going to show you. So on Boys' Day, you decorate with these things, namely the shield that you can see. Yeah, the simple ones are so sweet, aren't they? Some of them are a little funny, but you can tell that they're much, much older. And these ones are so old, in style as well. You can get a little feel for how the hands are connected to a wire inside, and so is the head from these ones. There's a kind of spout, which is the neck. But let me read you a little bit more These are the musicians. These are the musicians, but I told you at the top of the stand, Emperor and Empress, and then below, like we just saw over there, we have 3 court maidens called Sannin Kanjo, which it means three girls. Sannin Kanjo. You know what? I'm just gonna zoom in 1 second. You know what? I'm gonna rest my hand for a second. I'm gonna have that on a zoom and leave you there. On the second platform, the roles of the shrine maidens in the wedding ceremony serve as the so-called witnesses of marriage. They use utensils. They also serve sake to the male and female dolls. Excellent. You can imagine the dolls having parties at night. The right side maiden carries a long-handled sake bottle with her left hand to the spout and right hand to the handle. The center maiden, usually a married woman with blackened teeth and no eyebrows, carries a shimadai, an ornament of celebration, a table on which shotikubai, tsurukame, etc. are placed. On an Isle of Eternal Youth in Kyoto, or 3 treasures in Tokyo. The left side maiden carries a kuai choshi, a tool which pours sake into a nagai choshi, nagae choshi, and which in turn pours the sake into the cup. And the sake bottle spout faces outwards. We'll go to a different area for me to tell you about the musicians, and we should probably start moving on to a different house as well, because we've got a lot of houses to go to and a lot of nice walking to do as well outside on a very, very beautiful day. Everything's falling down. By that I mean my tights are falling down. Please bear with me. Right, I've got to get myself down the super slanted stairs. And there's another really beautiful room to show you before we go. The signal drops a little bit more in the beautiful room. Yeah, a little bit like Toy Story, like they just all come to life again, right? There's actually, the signal's been perfect throughout, so we might be lucky. There's another tour happening, but he's got the people right next to him. His lovely garden. Beautiful, isn't it? We'll walk around the outside after. I'm excited to do that. We're going to walk around the inside outside. But first of all, I want to show you some really, really traditional dolls that are here. And I've got some really gorgeous views. I've already come in and sussed it out. But look at this. I've decided this is one of your pictures. Isn't that gorgeous? Just made from pine cones, much like something my mum would do. I'm wondering if my mum's gone to sleep. I wanted her to come to this tour. Aren't they adorable? Little ikebana over here. So 3, 2, 1. Just gonna show you upwards. There we go. 3, 2, 1. And me. Hi. No, these dolls are not exhibited all the time. From mid-February until mid-March, these are exhibited. Let me try and straighten out the gimbal again. 3, 2, 1. Oh, sorry. There we go. So, yeah, we've got 2 bars of signal right now, but if I go into the next room... 3, that's lucky. These are really, really old traditional toys made of a kind of paper clay. I'm not going to go into too much detail about them, but as you can see, these ones represent zodiac creatures. That is a boar, not an adorable zodiac hedgehog. I'm just going to give you a little look because it's worth seeing. And lovely ones made from cloth that are hanging. So if you want to celebrate Hina Matsuri, you can do it in so many different ways. Just with little balls. This is, I shouldn't be touching it, should I? But I just really want to know if it's squishy. This is a little paper clay ball, and it's got kimono fabric wrapped around it. And in the background, look, clay. Isn't that cool? Like quite modern clay ones. So don't be afraid to make your own representations of Hina dolls. It looks a bit like a flower. No touching. Okay. like I said, lots to see. So I'm going to give you a little look in here. This is a museum in its own right. It's a display of loads of really wonderful, here we go, clay pigeons. So there are clay creations. And wow, the signal is A-OK. Isn't that good? What I want to show you is this little set over here of five steps. So again, you can see Prince and Princess or so, the ladies in waiting, the musicians, the one with the fan is the singer, I think, and then other court attendants here as well. It's actually quite rare to have more court attendants. Usually it's capped at those guys just there. Oh, that mask. Oh, it's just got to come off. Just got to come off. It's no fun. No fun. Sorry for the accidental fast zoom. There we go. Oh, last year we didn't have signal in this room. So this was the second and third tour I ever did. So I'm really happy to have you here. I'm afraid we're not going to spend a long time walking around this bit, but if you come with me on Wednesday next week, I can probably give you a nice little look around here. Linda's amazed that I can even get to touch everything. She says she's amazed it's not all behind glass or something. I think that's what she's trying to say. So here's some stages of this being made in a mold, which is quite interesting. They're usually painted in primary colors, but only by the kinds of stones, the minerals that are gathered to make the paints, and then glazed after, little bits of glaze for some of them. But yeah, wonderful. Look, you can see the kiln in which it happens in. Thank you, Silke, and everyone that's been tipping, thank you very much. Okay. Right, let's go to the next merchant house. The other ones I don't think we'll be into for as long. The second one we might be, but the third and fourth ones not so much. That's true. I'm going to walk past here. There's a whole press tour team. So we're going to look at this amazing promenade around the internal rooms of the house that mean that you can view the garden from any angle. Isn't that wonderful? Something really, really special about it, I think. And this is where we started the tour out in the garden with me explaining what we're doing here and explaining what house we're looking at. So, like I said, if you didn't catch that bit, follow my YouTube channel. It's really wonderful, isn't it? And also it keeps all of that cold of the winter away from the internal rooms, and also the heat of the summer as well. It's really fantastic. Thank you, Linda. We're going to walk around the town next, so I hope you guys are ready. It is the tiniest little town. Thank you, Linda, for your tip. I actually stayed up till 3 a.m. last night writing all of my notes. I don't really know why I did it, because nearly everything I know is all in my head already, and I don't really refer to my notes that often. And then they gave me a load of notes, so... I don't know. That's down to you. It depends what's easier for you. If you use, so John said, is it better to watch on the Heygo app or the Heygo website? If you don't have much internet access, or your internet access is slow, please use the app, because the app uses less bandwidth. If you've got great internet and it's all plugged in or clearly using wireless effectively, then you can do whatever you like. You can use a computer or something. Good question, John. I'll answer that in a second, okay? Arigatou gozaimasu. Okay, guys, I'm just going to put you down for a second while I get my stuff. So bear with me 1 second. I need to reorganize myself. Okay. I wish I could give you a better view while I do this. Maybe I can give you a look over there. You just bear with me 1 second. Okay. はい、大丈夫です、大丈夫です。あとで森山で仕事に行きます。はい、5時半から。はい。忙しい。はい。もう一回、来週の水曜日に来ます。その時はチケット、まだ、大丈夫です。また購入になっちゃいます。はい、わかりました。もちろん。大丈夫です。また来てくれるんですね。ありがとうございます。大丈夫ですか？よかった。One second, everybody. よかった。ありがとうございます。皆さんも大丈夫です。はい。ありがとうございます。My shoe collection. Okay, we say. ありがとうございます。All right, everybody, let's go on an adventure. I've got a kind of crinkly bag in the distance, well, just on my arm. Hearing Japanese never gets old. Yeah, it depends on the device you have, but also it's down to your personal preference. So, if you like, sorry for spinning you a little bit fast there. If you like where the buttons are on the app and so on, then, that's down to you. You may or may not like where the buttons are. Right, bear with me. I have to get my map bearings. I'm putting you sideways, resting next to some clay Hina dolls. Just bear with me a second. I think I need to turn my bag around too. Oh, how nice it is whenever my partner or a friend is with me, because they can help me carry some thingies. I'm just humble old me. Right. I'm going to try and get my bearings. Hi, here's another little one for our treasure hunt. There you go. The last bit of Japanese she said I didn't actually understand. I think she was just telling me that there was a tour happening. My goodness, it's super warm out here right now. Suddenly super warm. And I've got all my winter gear on as well, which is not so fun. This car wants to turn. Please just turn. Please just turn. It was waiting for me to cross, but I want to go where it was. So welcome. We're in Gokasho. Pretty sure that's the second house just there. But I also want to look in the stream. Oh, we'll just go to the second house now. Can we find any little dolls outside? And I've got to find my ticket. Yeah, look, there's some little dolls up here. I'm going to lift you up real high, just a second. How did they get them up there? Ta-da! So we're on a treasure hunt collecting these little guys. Cute, huh? Very cute. I think someone else left me a tip earlier. I don't want to not thank you. Thank you very much. I think I saw Linda. Thank you very much, lovely Linda. That's a lovely little cafe in there. I actually had a really nice piece of cake there last year. It was good. I was with friends last year. I was with my friends Amy and Frankie. Frankie is Franklin the Woman on YouTube. She's a wonderful influencer here in Japan. That's showing people lots and lots of wonderful things. And while I've got you here, let me just do a little promo. Check these babies out. These are a couple of little pictures. For myself and Eriko, we're going to have a hanami party in about 2.5 weeks. Wait, what date is it today? It's the 3rd today. In 20 days. Okay, I'm going to see her in 3 weeks in Tokyo. So please look out for us in Tokyo. I just released my tour earlier, and you can click and see her too. Oh, what am I doing? There's a secret little one here. Go get your postcards. So we're on a treasure hunt as well, just here. You say, oh, yay. So I said for my sponsors, I'm collecting leaflets of today, if you'd like them. I just grabbed the really interesting one that's got information about the merchant houses. So that's really nice. So if anyone is desperate for those, there's a limited amount, but I've been gathering a few pamphlets and things. Look at this. It's like a little... Oh, I just put my knee on a stone. Look at this. It's like a little birdhouse of Hina dolls. How cute is that? Who wants the background picture for their phone of that? 3, 2, 1. Let me... Ta-da! Well, it's a bit out of focus. Focus. Maybe not so good. 3, 2, 1. Thanks, Tina. Tina says her 2 favorite guides together. 2 of your favorite guides, I imagine. You've got lots of favorite guides, haven't you? Right. Hina Matsuri, around here. Actually, we're just coming up to, one moment, postbox. Postbox, just like from the UK. Also found in India and Japan. About 130 years ago, the British postboxes came to Japan. About 160 years ago, they came to India. They went to India. Let me see. Sandy, you might want to read this article after the tour about Randoseru bags, as it might alleviate some of your worries. Are you trying to say that the bags last a long time? Because my biggest worry is the cost. Yeah, they last 6 years, but so does my rucksack that costs $30. Rucksack that costs $900 or rucksack that costs $30. Yeah, there are some much cheaper ones. Ooh, we have a crane over there in the water. Just a second. Can you see it? Hi, Kathy. Nice to see you. I bet I'll scare it off if I went too close to it. We are going around that way in a moment, but I just wanted to show you the little dolls that are down here in the stream. There are much cheaper ones, and in Australia I can see that's fine, but in Japan there's a kind of social standard and expectation. So in here we've got little bits of bamboo with little dolls in, but I need to tell you what happens to the dolls after the season. So there's actually a special ceremony for the dolls where they get cremated, basically. Not these ones in particular, but the idea is that if you put dolls up in your house, it's to ward off evil spirits. Apparently not evil spirits, but evil or bad luck, anything. So all of the bad luck is instilled into the doll. And then the good luck remains in the house and the bad luck is in the doll. And then after the Hina Matsuri season, you can send the bad luck away down the stream, so you can sail them all down the stream. That's true. Start saving for your bag even before you're pregnant. The letterboxes are in Australia, not the bags. I'm sorry, Sandy. I'm very confused as to... I'll need a clearer... I think the big wall of text that went with the link was a little bit confusing. I'll need to know if you're talking about the bags or the post boxes, and what worries. We got onto bags because I was talking about the cost of a Hina doll set. There are a lot of things in Japanese culture that children should have or adults should have that are very, very expensive. We're at the next house now. What fun it would be to be one of the people that placed little dolls all over the village. Yeah, lovely, wouldn't it be? So this town is actually a sister city of Marquette in Michigan, which I said earlier on in my tour. Just going to raise my mask a second, excuse me. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. There's also a Hina Matsuri song, but I think I'll have to play it on my phone for you later. Okay. Yeah, it's got borrowers vibes. Thanks for staying up so late, Jenny, though I expect you've probably woken up by accident and you'd rather be asleep. Okay. Here's another one. You can see the old wash area. You'd wash vegetables and things in this little stream. You see all of the houses had a stream linked to them. It was for the old methods of washing for your food and for your clothes and things. 1 hour so far. Yeah, I got it. What I'm thinking is, I think I can still do all 4 of the houses, but worst case scenario, I can do 3, and I can do the 4th a different day. The UK style letterboxes are in Australia. The cheaper backpacks are in Japan. The article describes the different types of backpacks and the reason behind the prices and how you can get cheaper options in Japan. That's wonderful, but cheaper than $900 is probably still $300. So it's a lot. But thank you very much. If anyone can copy and paste that and send it to me, I'd be grateful. I think Sarah's usually pretty good at that for me. So Sarah, if you don't mind, then I'll give it a read later. So I can't read it from here. But thank you so much. Okay. Which house are we going into? So I got my ticket earlier, 1,150 yen for all of them. Yeah, but still, under $100 is still a lot. They're $30 for a rucksack in the UK. But I know what you're saying. Konnichiwa. Nanban desu ka? 2番?
1番。
1番。あ、1番。これ。
これね。はい。
Hey guys, sorry. I see the internet just went for a second. There's something for me to stamp in here. Just gonna stamp my book. Gotta get my priorities. Okay. So Merchant House stamp. We got a symbol. Interesting symbol here. Very interesting. I hope it comes out brightly. I don't know if it's a cat. I wonder. Let's have a look. That's an annoying sound, isn't it? Can you hear that in the background? These look a little bit handmade, these stamps. I think this next one definitely is. Ticketmaster. There we go. You tell me, Dawn, is that a cute cat? Maybe it's a cute cat. Oh, thankfully the sound has stopped. I think it's people coming from outside. So maybe it's fine now. Right, bear with me. Can I leave that down there? Oh, too few hands. すいません。これはどこに置いてもらってもいいですか？
扱っておきましょ
う。お願いします。はい、ありがとうございます。Okay. あ、いえ、大丈夫です。はい。Sorry, it froze. I think the signal will be fine inside. Yeah, 1 second. I have to turn backwards to take my shoes off. I'll take you inside. Okay. Sorry, the internet in the hallway was not very good at all. Here we've got some of the internet's back and it's good. Sorry about that, everybody. That was a bit of a effort, wasn't it? Do the books come with school supplies? No. Yeah, Shameka, it's not the same kind of door, the door that would normally make that sound, so that's why we were confused. Yeah, you'll remember these. These ones are very, very particular and old. And I should tell you, let me get my own notes while I tell you. Excuse me. This one's very special because there is a display in the garden of these dolls. So, the Girls' Day Festival is said to bring fortune, prosperity, and luck to girls while fostering respect for the throne. So that's why it's all about the throne. Hi, Tibia. Nice to see you. In 1687, Hina Matsuri officially became a holiday, and that is because the empress at the time, she was given a doll some years before, but when she ascended to the throne, not to be the emperor, but still just to be the empress, she declared in that date, in 1687, that Hina Matsuri should be an official day that everybody would celebrate. The buildings are incredibly memorable, aren't they? Very, very special. So she had her own special set that was in a display much like this, almost 400 years ago. And that's where it comes from. And you can see little representations of rice cakes there. Those ones in the background represent cherry blossoms in bud and bloom, in pink and in white. And then these stacks here are usually green and pink and white, but here they're red and white, and they represent fertility. And I can see with the red and white, you'd see that a little bit more clearly. Oh, I cannot wear the mask. Now, this is one of the really special bits about this particular garden. It's got a display in it. I'm just going to kneel down and show you, but then I guess I'm going to put on those cute little shoes and walk around in a moment. Thank you so much, Hadrian. Exactly, John C. It looks just like a little party. Now, so the earliest record of Hina dolls is in 1625. Dolls became very, very expensive, and steps were added to keep the most expensive dolls away from children at the very, very top. Some dolls were even up to 1 meter tall, which meant restrictions were eventually added. Yeah, the garden's wonderful. I'm going to pop those shoes on. Pop the little clogs. You're going to hear my feet make a... Oh my goodness, they're so dangerous. I don't know if I can wear these shoes. Oh no, scary. You know what? I can't do that. I can't wear them and hold the gimbal. That's too scary. I'm just going outside. I'll go on the stepping stones. I can't do that. I could if I was walking around in a kimono, and that was my only concern. But those ones are wooden on the bottom, so they've got no support for me. Tina says, have they ever been for girls to play with? Generally, no. They're meant to be symbols rather than toys. But I've heard many stories of my students and things, because I teach English here in Japan, saying that they've been told off for playing with theirs, or that they used to play with theirs. 3, 2, 1. Amazing, amazing tall trees. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to have to go back inside for not having any shoesies on. So the clothes that we see these dolls wearing are great, a cushion for me. The clothes we see these dolls wearing are from the Heian period, which is 794 to 1185. So a really long time ago, but that's not when the dolls were made. The dolls are about Edo period, just after 400, a little less than 400 years ago. 3, 2, 1. wonderful scrolls there. The alcove that would have your 3, 2, 1. Alcove that would have your ikebana in it too. Hi Angie, nice to see you. So here we've got some fantastic headdresses, in particular on the lady, on the Empress. Again, nobody around, so lower that. So the Heian era, where all of these clothes are based on, was a really important time in Japanese history. It was a time of art and culture in Japan. The Heian period followed the Nara period, Nara being where the first capital of Japan was, and also where Hiro lived. Lives. Heian means peace. And in this time, actually, in the Heian era, Chinese influences declined and the national culture of Japan matured. Hi. It's considered to be the peak of the imperial court time, which is why you see so much emphasis on courtiers here. At this time, art, in particular poetry and literature, was highly, highly regarded. Good question, Dawn. Some of the dolls have brooms. Do they represent gardeners or cleaners? No, they don't. It's not exactly a broom. And this little kind of paddle that this one has, it actually just goes with the courtier dress of that time of the Heian era. But I don't think it really has much use, but it could have been for example, pointing or something like that. Interestingly, although the Japanese writing system was created in the 9th century, so during that Heian time, it has been recreated in numerous ways, many, many times. So Japanese uses Chinese kanji often. I'll come back to this one in a moment. Japanese uses Chinese kanji, but in the 9th century they developed a phonetic system that better represented the sounds of the Japanese language, because although they were using Chinese characters, they didn't actually speak Chinese. They used a totally different language system. So from kanji they created kana, which is Japanese hiragana, and these days katakana as well, which also allowed women who were not regarded as being as intellectually adept or allowed, as in many, many cultures. Kana also allowed women to be able to explore writing, which is a wonderful thing. Oh, excuse me. Because later, in the 11th century, that would see the classic work, Genji no Monogatari, the Tale of Genji, be created by Lady Murasaki Shikibu. And that original manuscript, although it no longer exists, in the Edo period, some 400 years ago, they recreated replicas of it, which can be found at the Ishiyama Temple in Shiga, where it was first written as Lady Murasaki gazed upon the harvest moon from that temple. And you can come with me on that tour in 13 days. So please come and experience that with me as well. Yeah, Hiro's still in Nara. I corrected myself, or at least he is as far as I know. I said where Hiro was, and then I said where Hiro is. So sorry about that. I assume he's still in Nara. The face of the dolls are so white because white represents purity in Japanese culture. So I guess this guy is not so pure. White represents purity and warding off evil, but also it's about what the material is made of, and porcelain generally comes out white before it's coloured with anything else. And you can clearly see the expressions on their faces if the base is white. So as you can see at the top, the Emperor and Empress. Oops, sorry. I think A little bit more straight. Emperor and Empress, ladies in waiting, the musicians below, and then other attendants. But these ones look a bit more grim. And you're right, look at this. I am seeing cleaners for the first time. Cleaners and gardeners. They ran out of face for us. White. No, they start off white. White is definitely the base colour. Oh, thank you so much, Liam. That's very kind of you to say. It's a great tour. Now I've got lots more to show you and read and tell. So let's park ourselves over here for a second while I try and get myself comfy. Try and get myself comfy for a second while I read the next bit for you. Because although I've got loads of my own notes, they provided lots of wonderful ones as well. So just bear with me a minute. I'm going to relax myself and not having to wear the bag all of the time. We've got a wonderful elaborate screen in the background of this one here. Just lovely. Excuse me. I'm going to tell you about this merchant house as well. I'm thinking I have to go to 3 merchant houses today. Only because one of them is 2 kilometers away, but don't worry. I'll go to the other one on a different tour, on a different day. I'll start at it next week on Wednesday. The 5 court musicians that are on the 3rd platform, it says, these jovial musicians set the mood for the party banquet and are displayed following on the no play rule. No, as in N-O-H, which is the earliest form of Japanese theatre. From the right, chanting, who carries a closed folding fan, flute, small hand drum, who keeps a small hand drum on their right shoulder and hits it with their right hand. A large drum, which is called okawato, puts the drum on the left knee and hits it with the right hand and drum in order. 5 members of the ideal size, since dining sets come in 5, which I think is funny. Traditional Japanese makeup is white, which is why geisha are also represented with white, but it's for purity. And I think I'll turn around to these guys to read the other bit. I'm sitting in a very unique position trying to get this done. So there was not get this done, sorry, that's not what I meant to say. Trying to be able to read is what I meant to say. Below we have the attendants, or left minister and right minister. On the 4th platform, these may be the emperor's bodyguards or administrators. In Kyoto, an older left minister is ranked over 4th and set to the right. The younger right minister is ranked 5th and set to the left. The helpers, which is what I think Dawn mentioned earlier, the helpers, or shicho or jicho, or protectors, eji, of the emperor and empress. On the 5th platform, people engaged in odd jobs in various agencies are featured. Kyoto style is the noble court landkeeper who has a bamboo rake, dustpan, broom, etc. And Kanto warrior style is daimyo possessions. So those are samurai warlords, and daimyo were the ones that looked after the land, so that each region of Japan had different daimyo, lords of the land, and then there were shogunate, which were the samurai warlords as well. The warrior-style daimyo processions and attendants, the shoe stand, the tatsuga, etc., and the 3 drinkers who have impressive drunken faces. So these guys look like the 3 drinkers to me. I was going to say drunkards. They have impressive drunken faces. Excuse me. Depicting a crying drinker, an angry drinker, and a laughing drinker. What kind of drinker are you? I'm the mostly laughing or laugh till I cry drinker. A crown, oikake, bow, dorsal arrow, carrying arrow, and long sword. The bow is held these are decorative objects that are featured in the Hina doll display. They're held in the left hand and an arrow with the right hand, pointing with the feather down. Oikake is something like a half-moon-shaped earring made of horsetail hairs. The 4th one wears a black outer garment, and the 5th one wears a scarlet outer garment. Can't have a party without them. Thank you so much, lovely Janice. That's very kind of you. Aren't these spectacularly lovely? The bonbori lantern in the Edo period is part of a wedding ceremony. One second. In the Edo period, a wedding ceremony was officiated at the time of one boar, which is also known as 10 p.m. So a bonbori lantern was needed. Even now, a wedding ceremony is called the Party of Brilliant Light, and it comes from this tradition. The decorated tools are the main item of bridal ones. If you see a peach, it says, in the old days, a peach was treasured as a wonder drug of perpetual youth and longevity, and it exorcises evil spirits. In the famous Japanese story, Momotaro, the Peach Boy, Monkey King, Queen Mother of the West, and other stories, a peach plays an important role, which is true. And we have our James and the Giant Peach. Okay, I'm going to try and get myself up off of that area and show you a few more. Oh, thank you. I think Richard's answered a question for me. Oh, very good. How old are these? I think these ones are Meiji era, to be honest. So around 150 years old. Yeah, the details are amazing. That is an excellent question, Tina. Tina says, is that why Princess Peach is in Mario? Yeah, probably. Exorcises evil spirits, drug of perpetual youth and longevity. Yeah, could well be. Let's get a little close up on this angry drunkard's face. Stern. Very stern. We have a lovely set through here. So these days, because of the cost of sets of dolls, these doll sets are very, very old and expensive. These ones are antiques. Oh my goodness, that bell sound in the background made me think my gimbal was going to turn off. That was not cool. These ones are antique and very, very expensive, but if you buy them these days, yeah, they're the same as one of those rucksacks. Quite a lot of money. So right now we are in the Shigeru Tonomura Merchant House. Excuse my camera angle while I adjust everything that I've got with me. This branch of the Tonomura family was established when Uhei Tonomura's daughter, Miwa, married Kichitaro. Miwa was from the fourth generation of the Uhei Tonomura family, which is where that first merchant house that we went into was. Now, these are some of your much, much older dolls. These ones are 300 years old. You can tell from the style if you look at dolls like this often. Yeah, outfits intact, of course. Japanese people really, really care about things like this. Taking great, great care with them. So if you were at the beginning of this tour, then you would have experienced me telling you about that other merchant house. But if not, you'll have to check it out on YouTube in the future. So Miwa was from the fourth generation of the Uhei family. And after working at the Kyoto branch of the head house of Uhei, so difficult, Kichitaro became independent and opened wholesale dry goods stores in Nihonbashi and Takadanoba in Tokyo. So we're very, very rich merchant houses, which is why they are so big. That's true. Now say it 5 times fast. It's very, very difficult, but that is how you become fluent. Say it 5 times fast. These have slightly longer faces and their clothing is much, much more old, but it's amazing to think that the fabric here is hundreds of years old, isn't it? Amazing. And you know very well now we have the ladies in waiting. We've got a lot of sake coming into this family because there's 2 sets of ladies in waiting. Not common, but just for the museum display. This mansion that we're in right now, the mansion has a large main building and a warehouse where the family banto clerks and jochu maidservants lived. Excuse me, zoom out a little bit. It was the principal residence of the Omi merchants in Gokasho. So this was the main residence. In addition, the drawing room and vast garden were used as reception areas to entertain guests. Shigeru Tonomura was born in 1902, which was Meiji 35, and he was the third son in the family. He briefly succeeded the family business, but in 1933, which is Showa 8, entrusted his younger brother to manage it. He then moved to Asagaya in Tokyo and devoted his energies into writing novels, something he had wanted to do since graduating from university. His Ikada and Raft trilogy, in which Omi merchants are the theme, is highly regarded. The house where he was born is now permanently preserved as an Omi merchant mansion and is open to the public. The life of an Omi merchant is well represented and depicted here. Yeah, you can see the blue dolls more clearer, of course. And oh my goodness, can I just show you this? There's a dog. Let me get you a little look at this. A dog. A dog is here. Look at that little guy. And I'm going to get out of this room because the signal is not so hot in this room. Here are the blue guys, musicians. Thank you very much. This is a full museum of a house, so you can actually take a look in and around there and learn about the life of the Omi merchants here as well and hear about his story. But yeah, it's pretty amazing and all connected. So if you come with me to other points in Shiga and I take you to Omihachiman and such like, then you'll get to really get an even greater sense of the history in this area. I already showed the Blue Man group just now. I'll do it again. You may have moved away from the screen at that time. Are you talking about in a different room? Because that's the Blue Man group. If you mean a different Blue Man group, you're going to have to tell me. Do you mean the ladies? Okay. Reference to a performance group. Okay. I thought the capital letters were confusing me all of a sudden. And the fact that there's a group of blue men. Got it. For those folks that would own these dolls, would they display them in their homes? Yes. So you put the dolls up generally about a week before this very day, 1 week before, and then tomorrow is generally the day that you take them down. However, superstition doesn't really matter so much these days. If you spend a lot of money on dolls or something, then you want to be able to experience them for longer, right? But the idea is that if you didn't take them down, then maybe your girl children would suffer wildly. So if you want them to have all kinds of luck and fortune, you should leave the dolls up. But I should tell you what happens in Japan with all of these dolls that they have. Yeah, this was the stamp. I think it's a fox. It's a fox, pointed ears. That's why I don't think it's a tanuki. Okay, we've got lovely cotton ones around here. I've got time to take you to one more merchant house, and then I'll have to start in the faraway one. I can do one more version of this tour on a different day, and I'll start in a further away one and then continue. That's all right, no problem. Linda says, thank you for your wonderful information. It's a quite satisfying little TikTok in the background. Thank you, Elizabeth. We've still got 1/4 of the tour left to go, but this house doesn't have very good signal in it, so I don't really want to hang out in this one much longer, despite the beauty of it. It is so pretty, isn't it? Thank you, Elizabeth, for the tip. got all kinds of cotton bunny rabbit themed dolls here. It's the year of the rabbit. Hi, Rebecca. Nice to see you. So you yourself can celebrate even with small handmade dolls. No, actually, my longest tour is a 2.5 hour tour of Ishiyama Temple. It's the tour I had to cancel yesterday, but I'm running it in 2 weeks. And there you'll learn the whole story of Genji Monogatari, which is the tale of Genji, the oldest existing complete manuscript novel that's ever written. Well, that's ever been written and is still recorded as such. Look at these. I bet these ones are 350 years old, or maybe a little more. Why are all of the sweet treats in the displays? Well, I've even got some in my bag. So the sweet treats, just here and here. Oh, that's making me think my gimbal is stopping. The sweet treats are offerings for Girls' Days. And because spring is here, spring is coming, we've got lots of treats that are pink and peach flavor or sakura kind of flavor, but we've got lots and lots of different types of things. And right in the bottom down here, you'd have amazake, which is a kind of yogurty tasting fermented rice drink, which might not sound so yummy to you, but it's part of the culture here. It can be alcoholic or non-alcoholic. We have rice crackers, which are called senbei in Japanese, and dango, which is the sweet little rice balls. Someone can put an emoji of that, actually. The dango. It's pink and green and white, and usually represents the different stages of blossoms, from bud when they're pink, white when they're in bloom, and then green when the leaves have grown. Or sometimes people would say it represents the grass and the blossoms and the sky. Yeah, the rice crackers are good. So these days you can make any offerings, but it's just like in a standard Japanese shrine or something. Look at these wee little ones. Finally got a bit of signal over here, which is good. So beautiful. Okay, I want to take you to one more merchant house. I think I can squeeze it in. Oh, good, and the tour is just arriving, so time to get away. Sumimasen. Excuse me, 1 second. Arigatou gozaimasu. Sumimasen. Just bear with me 1 second, guys. Oh, I should take you around here because this is the traditional Japanese kitchen. Okay, see you. The little ones are so lovely, aren't they? I'm sorry, the signal's not very good in this house, so I don't want to stay in here too long. Bye-bye, Joyce. It's wonderful. I nearly tripped up on the bit between the rooms just now. So I've hurt my big toe a little bit, but not in the classic way. Kitchen's amazing, isn't it? Lovely. And this is one of my favorites. This lovely lady. Let me see if I can, excuse me, let me see if I can get you a nice picture of her. Let me get out of her shadow. There we go. So I need to tell you what happens to the dolls after their life. So a tour has just arrived, hence all of those shoes on the ground. Okay. Excuse me. Just going to get myself to relative safety. But you can see the storeroom out here that was mentioned. The merchant house is made up of lots of different types of rooms and things just through here, just gonna squeeze you around here. We can get a little look, a little look into the garden. It's lovely, isn't it? Lovely. I bagged myself tickets to the Studio Ghibli Museum. Finally. It's so hard to get tickets for that. There's a tour, so they're trying to find a way for foreign people to be able to get tickets. Unfortunately, I won't be able to film inside. I already know that. Well, I can make videos of certain areas, so I will present an at-home tour to you guys if you wish. Right. Now, bear with me. I just have to check my little map. If you'll bear with me just a minute. Has to be from home. As long as you're happy with that being from home, that's great. While I've got you here, if you guys have got the time to leave a review, I'd be really grateful. If you've got any unhappy reviews, send me a private message. I'll see if I can make you feel better. So sorry if I've upset you in any way. Now, I really did think I could have done this all in 2 hours, but apparently I can't, as you guys were probably guessing as we went throughout. Just bear with me. I made so many notes myself yesterday. I can't believe it. And then they gave me loads, and I'm already loaded with loads of information. But there's something special I want to tell you about. Studio Ghibli is where Totoro and Spirited Away and stuff come from. Thought maybe you're clued up with that. Oh, thank you. Melissa says home tours are great too. Yeah, I think I can do it then. Without Japanese address, virtually impossible for foreigners to buy tickets. And I do have a Japanese address, and it's still impossible. To get Disneyland tickets, it's impossible for foreigners, full stop. To get Ghibli tickets, it's impossible for everybody, full stop. It's a real nightmare. What I want to do, I think, is not take you into the next merchant house, but take you to the temple, because I think you'd like to see the koi carp more, and I want to tell you about the dolls, the funeral for the dolls. So if you'll excuse me just a second. Studio Ghibli makes animated. They're basically the Disney of Japan. Right. If you'll just, I think I'm very, very close. I think it's just over there. Oh, in fact, yep. I don't even need my map. I got it. Excuse me. Beautiful day. Can you forgive me for allowing it to be a 2-part tour? I'll make the other one soon. Can you forgive me? I'm going to take you to a beautiful temple though, and I'm going to show you some very colourful, gorgeous koi carp. Rather that than rush it, right? I don't think it's very nice when a guide is going, got to get to the next place. I don't think that's very comfortable viewing for anybody. Ooh, mystery little Torii gate over here. You know what? I'll take you to mystery little Torii gate. Thank you, Robert O, for forgiving me. We'll have a mystery Torii gate as a bonus. A bit of a pain, because I paid a lot of money for the multiple tickets, but maybe I don't think I can. She said it can only be used on the same day. Oh, well. Yes, I want to take you to see the temple and the koi. You can have a little, nothing like a blue sky and a vermilion gate. Nothing like it. Even if it hasn't been painted in a way. No, Tina, I don't have time, I'm afraid. I've travelled a long, long way to get to these tours today. And I've got work from 5:30. So I left my place at 8 a.m. and I've got work until 9:30 p.m. later. We work hard for the money. Hopefully. Hopefully the money. Not always these days. I sometimes wish I was a man living in Europe presenting tours on Heygo. Yeah, long day. And work tomorrow too. Then got to do loads of tax stuff. But on Sunday, I'm going to rest. I'm going to go have a nice lunch with my partner, see a new town, scoping it out for a little tour, shigaraki, where all of the tanukis, ceramic tanukis, are made, and then go shopping. So that'd be nice. So you better treat her right. So you better treat her right. So I want to tell you about the funeral for the dolls. Actually, the kanji for doll in Japanese is person, so people, person, and then form. So ningyo, person and form. For this reason, dolls are given funerals before cremation or, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but before cremation or disposal. Hi, Rachel. Thank you very much. Hi, Chantal. Look at the lovely old houses around here. It's quite rare, actually, because this is very, very old, smoking clean, nice day, nice smoking tobacco kiosk from a long, long time ago. Stamps and postcards, but what do you think? That hasn't aged well, has it? Nice day, nice smoking clean. Thank you, Joanne. But houses in Japan usually only stay up for about, I found some more. Usually only stay up for, let me see, 30 years to 50 years, and then they're reconstructed these days to fit earthquake standards and other kinds of natural disaster standards, so that everyone's well protected. Thank you so much, Joanne. Here is the lovely, lovely temple. During the funeral that the dolls have, the previous owners can give thanks, recall memories, and say goodbye. Ningyo Kuyo is the ceremony name, and they're held at both temples and shrines, which is a little bit rare because usually things that are in relation to death are only held at temples. And look at these lovely guys. A little bit, I'm, to be honest, terrified of them, but I'm going to call them lovely for you guys. And they do have a nice color and way about them. This golden one is very rare, by the way, and there's an even more rare golden one in here. And they're big. I'm not going to feed them anything. I'll feed them tips. You guys chuck tips, I'll feed them. Thanks, Kath. Here you go. Here's a tip. Look how that golden one just shines in the light. Amazing, isn't it? Tickle their chins. Dawn, I almost swore just then. My response is beep no. Beep no, I am not tickling their chins. I'm actually really scared of koi fish and fish in general. And 5 years ago, I couldn't have done what I'm doing right now. But I'm pretty sure they're not going to jump out of the water. Now, do you see this one? It's the most special of them all. It's a black lacquer one. Black lacquer with gold. It's so rare. Hi, Ole. Nice to see you. Yeah, it's really beautiful. I can appreciate it's beautiful. We got a teenager one just there. Not too big. But it's also really, really scary. I'm not going to feed them. There's some little babbers over here, little baby ones, almost little babies. No. It's probably not as lovely having a guide go, gross, scary. How big are they? Oh my goodness, they're not as big as that one. It's practically a catfish. So gross. My whole body is almost shaking. I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm doing this for your postcards. This is the kind of thing. The black one is huge. The black one is about 2.5 foot. I'm guessing it's a solid, I don't know, maybe like 5 kilograms, but it's way too close to me. I'm going inside. I've just found a nice little guardian dog up here. And then I realize I'm on the bridge where they're all underneath me. They all live in such shallow water, actually. They all live in shallow water around here. And in Moriyama, where I live, they live in even more shallow streams. They don't need much. They've got length, right? Length is more important than depth, Tina. Allegedly. Here's some little Ningyo dolls. Laurie, thanks for coming. Hey, Laurie, nice to see you. Nice to see you, one of my new sponsors. And here we are. Oh, this is the side entrance. Is it the right entrance? Oh no, I think I meant, no, this looks glorious, but this is just the caretaker's house. Let me take you to the front. Excuse me. I was going to give you subpar temple. Anyway, let me continue talking about the... Here's an entrance. Yeah, can you imagine? Sure, I'll be the caretaker. Do I get a small mansion? Here's an entrance. Look at this. Whoa, that's how to get an entrance. Anyway, because you say both thanks and goodbye to the dolls, that's why the ceremonies happen at both temples and shrines, rather than just happening at temples, because Buddhist ceremonies are usually the ones that are in connection to death. And if anyone is not interested in seeing dolls be blessed or potentially burned alive, or rather burned in their existence, then don't look at the chat in the next couple of minutes, because I'm going to put some interesting pictures in the chat. This is first of all, you can say goodbye to any type of doll. It can be your teddies, it can be your Barbie dolls, it can be anything. They all have human form, so to speak. And here's them going to have their little ceremony to say goodbye. And then the next picture is the one that some of you might not like to see. So it's just got a little bit of fire, but nothing's melting and nothing's looking horrifying exactly. But it depends. So there you go. And let's go inside this lovely temple that resides in Gokasho, the wonderful, wonderful little tiny town that we're in. And you can tell the importance of the town. You can tell how wealthy the merchants were, because look at this space. Just amazing, isn't it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to launch a part 2 of this tour, and I'll bring you here. I'll bring you here about the same time, I think a little bit earlier, another day. Is that okay? In fact, I might do it. If you guys would like it at the same time, then please let me know. Your reviews are a great place to leave that. But I'll do part 2 on Friday in 2 weeks. I think I can fit that in. Would that be all right? And we can spot more dolls, but the important thing is you've had your Hina Matsuri, Girls' Day special. And last year there was a really nice piece of artwork that was up here, but it looks like they've added a second one, and it's very beautiful. So I'm going to show you that, and then I'm going to sit on the steps, and I'm going to show you some snacks that I've got in my bag, that actually one of them is a present for Lisa, and she's going to be very happy. And hopefully you'll get the extra spirit of Girls' Day Festival. But I'm so grateful that you guys all took the time to stay with me for 2 hours today. I really, really appreciate that. I've got other 2-hour tours in the future, and wait for it, I've got a 12-hour tour coming to screens near you at any time that you can fit any amount of that tour into your day. I'm going to be doing a walking, train-taking journey around the entirety of Lake Biwa. That is the lake that you can see on your map if you check the map section of the app or your browser right now. That's 200 kilometers all the way around. I'm taking you all the way around on the train, and I'm taking my sketchbook, a special little sketchbook that will be to represent the journey and allow me to have a little break and charge the phone and things at the same time, of course. Robert says, more cremation pictures. Yeah, these are very, very beautiful. All right, Cheryl, thank you so much for staying up so late. I think I can do the next one earlier because I had to fit in the Bondi exhibition earlier. So the next one will be earlier. I hope that's all right. Probably it will be for me. Really lovely, isn't it? Thank you so much, Larry, for your tip. And anyone else who's contributed to my ticket, my time, my train fare, thank you so much. My gimbal, my phone, my internet, my electricity. To anyone who has been able to contribute in that way with tips, thank you so much on behalf of all of us, because I know that not everybody can. And the same goes for my sponsors. I'm very grateful to you guys. Anyone who considers becoming my sponsor gets handmade cards sent seasonally to yourselves. You can also have some of the information from today. I've been collecting pamphlets for you too. Now, this this sign here, it says, picture okay, touchy not okay. My new backpack, exactly. Guys, if you want me to ever have a child with my fiance here, you're gonna have to help me with the backpack fund. But more importantly, it's costing me about £3,000 just to get to my family in the UK. So I've emptied savings, which should be towards living, which is difficult. So yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Mary Lou. She says, thank you for a beautiful and interesting tour. And Tina's rightly so. Yeah, it's also kind of a snack fund as well. So that's true. Thank you very much, Kenji, for sharing my 12-hour tour. Yeah, Linda, isn't it just? Linda says it's amazing that you seem to have an area like this just to yourself. Now, there's still a few minutes left, and I promised you I'll show you some snacks. So who wants to see some snacks? Here's me and the artworks for starters. Thank you very much, Liam, for your tip. That's so kind of you. Thank you so much, Angie, for your tip. That's so very kind of you. Ooh, a bit tiring carrying all the things. I'll be planning better next time, but I really wanted to buy something at the last place. So I'm going to show you what I bought. Okay. Nobody around. So take that off. So for any of my sponsors that would like them, I have these, which have all of the information and a map of the area. I will fold them to send them to you, but I don't mind that. And also English information about each of the merchant houses. So that's for my sponsors, if you like. This is a little Hina Matsuri snack. And this, Lisa, is a present for you, actually. I know you really, really, really want to try some of these, guys. They're little sugar balls. They're actually really too hard to eat. Let me turn the camera around. Little balls of sugar. They're kind of too hard. Depends what kind of teeth you got, but I don't have much luck with my teeth. And this is from me. Don't get excited, anybody. This is ume tea, so plum blossom tea. I got from the bonsai exhibition just now. Laurie, of course. If you guys are interested in things like that, then you're absolutely going to have to, if you're my sponsors, you're going to have to communicate a little bit on my Heygo channel on the sponsor section, okay? And also, here's another little thing that's a present for Lisa too. Now, Lisa, you just have to let me know. These are your birthday presents this year, okay? You have to let me know, would you like this written and hung in Japan, or would you like it sent to you? And this is the bunny rabbit one from the bonsai exhibition, okay? This is a little prayer board. It's called Emma, and you just write a little wish or a prayer on the back and hang it, keep it wherever you like. They're about 500 yen in Japan, sometimes a little bit more money. And you can hang it at a temple or a shrine. And the same as the dolls, they get cremated, basically. They have a special ceremony, and then they're all burned, and all of the wishes go into the ether, and hopefully your dreams come true. So yeah, very, very lovely. And I've got one more thing I can show you guys. Let me try and give you a nice view while I get it out. Nothing suspicious. Don't get your hopes up. First of all, here's what I'm going to take to Eriko when I go to the Hanami with Eriko. Do check me out as well, linktr.ee/MissKendalJames. But the thing that's in this bag here, coming out, I'm excited. Excited, and it's a little bit strange. I think I'm going to leave it in the bag, but I just want to show you guys. Your funds today contribute towards this little moss ball. So at the last place I went for the Bonbai exhibition, I got this moss ball that's holding this little tree, but inside it. So I'll put a picture of that online later, and it's got a little ceramic dish. But I thought you might like to see that I got the moss ball. It's quite expensive, but I figured it all contributes to the to what's the word I'm looking for? To the upkeep of the venues. So yeah, Plant Baby, woo! Plant Baby is to celebrate the fact that I get to stay in Japan now. Thank you all so much. That's a couple of minutes away from 2 hours exactly. Does anybody have any questions? Or am I free? I did mention a train museum. Yeah, I'm going to save some museums that I can do inside. I'm going to save them for the summer because the summer is too hot to do tours outside. I have to walk around with an ice fan on my gimbal. So I'm going to do some of those in the summer. But yeah, I'll take you to Kyoto's locomotive museum. Would you like to do that? Please consider leaving reviews. As a couple of other guides have said before, they've used the great phrase, they're very motivating. So I'd really appreciate that. And please don't leave a review if you only watched for 5 minutes and you didn't like it, or you fell asleep, because it's not so helpful. But thank you. But please leave considered ones. Thank you so much. All right, guys. I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you, and please look out for part 2. You tipped specifically for Moss Ball. And I got, did you really, Genji? Excellent. Moss Ball has been purchased. Bye-bye.